Hello, my name is Ivan Luviano, and I will be going over my digital unit plan. First, to start off, I will identify the name of the unit, which is Voters and Voter Behavior. The content standard and grade level, as you see here, it's grade level 12th grade government. And the content standards are listed here. It's 12.6. Students evaluate issues regarding campaigns for national, state, and local elective offices. As I go down the list, as you can see here, in this order, that'll be the same structure that I will be ordering my lesson plans. First one, 12.6.1, is analyze the origin, development, and role of political parties, noting those occasional periods in which there was only one major party or were more than two major parties. Number two, discuss the history of the nomination process for presidential candidates and the increasing importance of primaries in general elections. Number three, evaluate the roles of polls, campaigns, advertising, and the controversies over campaign funding. Number four, describe the means that citizens use to participate in the political process, such as voting, campaigning, lobbying, filing a legal challenge, demonstrating, petitioning, picketing, running for political office. Number five, discuss the features of direct democracy in numerous states, for example, the process of referendums, recalls, elections. Number six, analyze trends in voter turnout, the cause and effect of reapportionment and redistricting, with special attention to spatial districting and the right of minorities, and the function of the electoral college. So those are both the name and the content standards and grade level. The big ideas covered in the unit are here as follows. The first one is the origins and history of political parties in the United States. Number two is lower voter turnout is a serious problem in this country. Let me repeat that again. Low voter turnout is a serious problem in this country. Number three, as you can see, there is some voting requirements, especially those that were used to disenfranchise certain groups, have been eliminated over time. Number four, the nominating process narrows the field of possible candidates for office, primaries, and general elections. Number five, money is an indispensable campaign resource and is also regulated in today's elections. To display and discuss the unit plan map, I will go over the name and lesson topics and briefly state the objectives for each. So this is my unit plan map. All the different lessons are included here. Starting off with the first one, yours truly. Here we have the lecture and guided notes, where the name of the lesson topic there is parties and what they do, and the objectives for this one is that students will fill out in their guided notes, recalling content material from the PowerPoint presentation on the origin and history of political parties of the United States. Let's see, the next one is the reading lesson, which is titled Mass Media, and the instructional objective is students will familiarize themselves on how the American public gets information on public issues through several forms of mass media. So as we continue on to the third lesson, next lesson is the primary source. And here it is, the primary source. DBQ is titled Parties and What They Do. It's based on the Electoral College, and the objectives is students will successfully complete a document-based analysis on 7 primary source documents asking if the Electoral College should be abolished. The next one is the redistricting simulation. As you can see here, it's basically titled Redistricting Plan. The instructional objective is students will be asked to complete a group project to serve on a consulting team to an interest group / state legislative Party caucus and come up with a redistricting plan. Last but not least, we have here the discussion lesson plan, which is voter participation in politics. This is the discussion lesson, and the objectives. Our students are to read the article titled "Why Americans Don't Vote and How That Might Change," used to facilitate a discussion around shared meaning of ideas in the article for a Socratic seminar. So now going into the highlights of all the best parts of each lesson that I am most proud of. Start off with the first lesson here, the guided note lesson. It's the lecture with guided notes. I'm really proud of the way that I organized the pretty much the content delivery for students, and also the engagement that they have, student engagement with the guided notes based on this video. So just scrolling to the beginning of the presentation, I really like those second order concept, and in this case I used accounts and evidence. And for this, as you can see, it's titled Parties and What They Do for 12th grade government. And as I'm going through the different slides here on this Prezi, I start to build a lot of the background knowledge and the schemata that they need, based on this being the introductory part of the unit, and as the slides go by, I really like the structure of of the second order concepts that I used, and I try to relate a lot of real life imagery here, such as Nancy Pelosi, the House Minority Leader, and I like to structure it in a way where students continue to pause in between the lecture to answer, such as the critical thinking question, which is accounts, and usually they have for example, this one says, which actors by Democrats in government would help increase the appeal of the party to voters who want liberal policies? Select one example with supporting evidence. So there's a lot of examples where students can look at the second order concept, party and government, to be able to answer this critical thinking question, and it continues to repeat itself with critical thinking question number 2. Students are able to see through visuals and through videos, graphic organizers, how it's applied, political. For example, this video here shows political parties such as Reagan listed here. It includes how the Republican National Convention was back in the day when Reagan was running for office for President of the United States, and how at the National Convention there were the nominees still not being decided or nominated for the Republican Party. They show up to the Republican National Convention, and there still hasn't the nominee hasn't been elected. Nowadays, before the convention starts, there will be an actual decision. There will only be in the primary and the primary elections, they will have that nominee already selected, and then when the national convention occurs, there will only be that one candidate representing that political party. So it's a lot different to how it is now. The reading lesson that we have here that I created, I'm really excited about how I was able to tie in the reading from chapter 8, section 3 in their American Government book, and relate it to the graphic organizers that you see here. And that's very good visuals for students, not just to read, but to apply their reading comprehension into graphic organizer. The primary source lesson plan, as you can see here, they're all listed here, the objectives, all the different primary source documents, A through G, that are also included here. There are many, let's say, senators or advisors of presidents who are part of these primary source documents, being that they served in the presidential cabinet, and they have their primary sources for whether or not the electoral college should be elected, and they're all here for students to download. Also, what I'm really proud about following that is a redistricting project. Students are be able to use this hypothetical state of Chester to be able to reconsolidate a 11 district reapportion a redistricting map and reapportion it into a 10 seat delegation, and they're able to use different different rubrics here. They have this reading assignment where it says how to draw redistricting plans that will stand up in court, and that basically is a rubric for how students are to complete the simulation, and basically that simulation will include this redistricting plan scoring guide, which is the table of contents in the article. So as they continue going on to the student engagement, critical thinking, they have this redistricting map scoring guide, and it will guide them on how to create it. They can use any kind of software, imaging software, or they can use a GIS, Geographic Information System, or a statistical software like SPSS or Minitab in order to create it. They also have PowerPoints that I have here. I have a sample of PowerPoint that they can use with the scoring guide for the PowerPoint as well, and they'll have this redistricting proposal ready to fill out as well, and that'll also be discussed during the lesson closure in the discussion forum, where they do a circle rounds approach, a feeling circle on how comparing the different results from different groups. So each group will be split into 5 group members based on the article that's listed here. There's 5 sections in the article, and pretty much the table of contents of the article will be split up into the 5 different group members. So they will all share the work from that article, which pretty much tells them the criteria for the rubric, the criteria for the redistricting plan that the students will each share. The discussion lesson plan is a Socratic seminar where students will be able to use an article reading, why Americans don't vote and how that might change, and they use a sentence outline scaffold handout, and that's pretty much a teacher prepared for ELs, and then if the students want to do their own sentence outline rubric and template, it's here for them to visualize. This is a rubric that they could use and how to create their own thesis, list all ideas and evidence, and I also used a sentence outline sample. This one is Policy for Welfare Reform by Thomas Mitchell. And during the Socratic seminar, there's an inside and outside circle. There's a scoring guide rubric for the discussion. The inside circle will have the first round. The outside circle will be evaluating them. And then as the round is over, the inside circle will self-evaluate themselves, and the outside circle will evaluate them. So this is a very good Socratic seminar. There's a lot of checking and progress monitoring that'll be going on. Students are not gonna be left alone. They're gonna be guided, and if they're off task, the teacher's gonna be there as a outside facilitator to get them reoriented. And I also have this clipboard check this rubric for Socratic Seminar to see how they're making progress throughout the different Socratic seminars as the year goes on. As they continue to build on their skills for the Socratic Seminar, the criteria for on the rubrics will change, as what might be proficient, might just be basic, as the students continue going on and setting higher standards. So these rubrics are subject to change, but this is the Socratic Seminar presentation lesson plan, and I will be being able to tie in the culminating project and show how it brings together the unit as a whole and encapsulates the big ideas. Is that this redistricting plan really applies everything that students have been doing into the real world. If you would actually be doing a redistricting plan in real life, let's say not at this level, it's talking about a state legislative party caucus, but let's say you're just doing a redistricting plan for a city. You'd have it approved by the city council, and you would have all these pretty much all these other such as the electoral college might come into place if it's let's say a presidential election season. You can see how the electoral college could play into redistricting plans after every 10-year census. If that 10-year census happens to fall in a presidential election, you'll be able to see how the electoral college plays into that redistricting project. All the vocabulary terms in the reading taken into account from Chapter 8, Section 3 in the Magruder's American Government book will be applied in the redistricting plan, along with the talking about parties and what they do. You'll see how that all fits into the objectives here of this the criteria of the redistricting plan. So everything learned in all the lessons is directly related to a redistricting plan, since it's like the grand finale of the whole purpose of parties and what they do at the highest level of the the electorate of any kind of campaign is going to be for presidential elections. So that's what this simulation, this culminating project slash simulation, pretty much incorporate everything into a real life application. So like I said, if you're doing this for a reapportionment plan for a city council would approve it, and basically media coverage also. In the reading lesson, it talks all about media. That would also be applied in a redistricting plan. Media is definitely part of any kind of redistricting, campaigning, canvas walking. All that is directly related to a redistricting plan. So, winner takes all, electors, that kind of language is applied in actually the article that's listed here, and the different court cases that are also included in the article by Watson, how to draw redistricting plans that will stand up in court, will have been previously mentioned in the textbook in the political parties, different Supreme Court cases about the electoral college, and specifically for the DBQ, will be applied to the redistricting plan, will be referenced. So it's not going to be new to them when they get to the redistricting project. It'll be background knowledge that they have learned prior in the beginning lessons of the unit. And at this point, they will just be making sure that these Supreme Court cases that they'll be using will back up their redistricting plans and the redistricting proposal, and bring it all together at this redistricting project simulation, which is the highest level of improving students' understanding in this project slash simulation, and everybody is going to have a part. Each team member is going to have a part, so everybody has a role to play in this group collaborative culminating project. So this is the end of my presentation here, and I really hope you enjoyed my unit plan that I will be using in 12th grade government.